Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, Senior Editor over at the Koaliton.com.
My name is Lawrence, aka a punk with toys on all the social medias.
Oh, we are hyped people. This something you guys need to know. When we started this channel, there was like a handful of shows that we were talking about. It's like we got to cover. Once they come back, we have to cover. We got man, this was it. I was going to say Mobland. I think that was on that list, but I definitely know Landman was on that list and Tulsa King was on that list.
We wanted Mobland because Mobland seemed to be in the vein of what the Taylor Sheridan shows are. And it is, except other than it's
not a show. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's in the same type of vein, other than it doesn't take place in the U.S.
That is true. True.
They're very similar styles and
very great, gritty, gangster type show. We loved it. We covered it. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch it. Then check out our coverage. Fantastic show. Fantastic. But anyway, we were super hyped is what I'm getting at. This is a show that we're looking forward to. It's back. Seems to be a shorter season, 6 episodes than the 9 that we got. I think even the one before that was a little short, maybe 7.
I gotta say, I'm not a fan of 6-episode seasons, but when covering them, I'm actually a big fan.
Covering, how about this? How about covering when they're weekly and not dropping 2 or 3 at once? That is the worst, especially if it's short. We just finished up Terminal List. We're going to have our finale post on Wednesday. I dropped 3 episodes on the release day. It's only 7-episode season. Why, people? Why?
Yeah.
Frustrating. But if you're new, we got a bunch of new people jumping around from different shows. Just so you know, our format, we watch it in real time together. We take our notes, then we jump in, and then we discuss it. We break down, go through the episodes, give our thoughts, our views throughout the whole process, and then we'll give it a grading at the end. But we cover the entire season. So if you're interested, go ahead, click the like, the subscribe, stick around. We'll cover the whole season. So far, knock on wood, all the shows we've covered, we haven't had an issue. We've been able to get them all out on time with one little asterisk with Dexter Resurrection, that finale. Holy moly. But besides that, we are on point. We get them out once the embargo lifts. So you guys are in the loop. Jump in the chat, comment, because again, we're not just talking at you, we're talking with you. You're with us for this journey of talking about some of our favorite shows, and hopefully they're your favorite shows. And then let's just have a good time. We don't get too nitpicky about stuff. We're 2 guys that like these shows, that want to talk about it, and just have a good time with everybody.
And because of how we do it, watching it, and then, I mean, we literally will finish it and then use the restroom. And sometimes I let my dog out. But it's within 10 minutes we start. So we haven't analyzed it. We don't rewatch it. We don't watch it separately. We might get things wrong, and if we do, please let us know. People love letting people know.
Oh yeah.
They're like, that we do. Experts. We never say we're experts. We just like talking about it, and we're using this platform called YouTube that everyone has the ability to. We just that's something we're doing.
Because so many times there's certain shows that we're looking, it's like, no one's really doing it, or you got some AI bot doing a review type of thing, and it's like, that's not, we want a real discussion. We're real people, and that's it. So it's just like if you were with your buddies, just finished watching something, and like, all right, let's talk about this. You like it? You don't like it?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with those. Like, Screen Crush, I love, like, they do a wonderful job. This is something different, because everyone doesn't want to see the exact same thing. So that's what we're doing. But let's just get into this.
Let's do this. So if you recall from the last season, we had Dwight and Margaret, sleeping over at our farmhouse, and all of a sudden it looks like the SWAT showed up, right? They show up with their flashlights on their guns, they're pointing the weapons. What's happening? What's going on? And poof, now we see that Dwight is over in some kind of interrogation room. Guy comes in. We're assuming his name is Russo. He's not listed on IMDb. He says it.
Not on this, at least not here. He was in the last season, I believe.
Well, he knows Manfredi from way
Yes.
back because he says, "Hey, you got one of my agents killed 25 years ago. Like, it was a mercy killing. He was chained to a radiator." It was like, okay,
So
we
I
get
don't know if
that.
that was. So I don't know if that was ever
No,
talked about.
no, 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 no,
Um,
no.
so
That's
the reason why he went away was because one of the informants, and they didn't know he was an informant, he was chained to the radiator. I don't think he knew he was an informant,
no,
and he
no.
knew that there was no way to get him away. So he was going to burn to death, or he takes his life so he doesn't suffer, and that's what he chose to do. He went to prison for 25 years. He never ratted, and that's kind of why this became such a problem when he got out. He should have been praised for never opening his mouth. I mean, he
Yeah, I
gave up
mean,
25 years of his life.
and then that was pretty much the story for the last 2 seasons with
Yeah.
Chickie. That whole thing, because Chickie's dad, the mob leader, really they saw Dwight as a son, the general, for just sticking by his guns, being true to the family. And Chickie wasn't having it. It's that whole power struggle. I'm the chosen one. I'm the son. I should be the next one. Stop this. And then pretty much banished him. And that's where we get the Tulsa King.
And Chickie getting offed last season was actually shocking.
Very shocking the way it happened.
The
The
way it
way it
happened.
happened at the bar, point blank. We just popped them, and they were like, "All right, let's clean up. We're good."
And it wasn't done by Dwight. Again, if it would have been done by him, or if he would have died, you would have been like, okay, but like it happened so quick, so sudden, you're like, oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, no, did
I
not.
thought he was going to be around for a while,
Yeah, nope.
but he was not.
Nope. And we see now that there's a reason for all of this. Russo just says, "Hey, listen, I've been keeping an eye on you. I know everything you're doing in Tulsa. I know about Margaret. Oh, Margaret's fine. She's good. We were after you. Just want to let you know that we know that we're watching you and expect a call. We're gonna
Yeah.
need a favor."
You
And
you work for us now.
yeah,
And he says he rattles off every single person that works for him for the most part, and says, we'll take them down. They're doing this. They don't care. They want him for something, and we don't know what it is yet. I mean, obviously he's an informant, but so now
yeah,
he's going to be the rat.
he's the rat. Well, I still we don't really know the agency, but I guess it doesn't matter. It's some government agency. So they're gonna send him out. They say, all right, go ahead, go. He leaves. Next day he shows up because I'm assuming it's next day, right? Or it was at night when they pulled him. And that's it. He's dropped off and says, "Hey, what happened? Nothing. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it." And goes to
Yeah.
Margaret, makes sure she's okay, tells her goodbye. We know that can't happen. But this is the way he's dealing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm involved in a lot of stuff. You don't need this in your life." Adrian, I don't know.
They've already proven Margaret is like she's already a very tough woman.
She's seen so much in the past 2 seasons. Remember, there was a
Yes.
whole shootout on her property with the previous gang. So I don't understand
He had other
why.
stuff happening before.
Oh yeah,
So
even
this was
before.
nothing this was new, but it's nothing new for her to be put in compromising situations.
Yeah, that's why I'm still surprised that he keeps bringing this up. Like, oh, I gotta get you out of this. You're
Yeah.
too good. You're too good. I was like, she knows what she's doing. We've already gone over this before. She's fine. She knows what you're about and all that. Let's let it go. Our main concern here was Tyson, because we're like, wait a minute. With the guy that picked him up, that's not Tyson. That's one of the other henchmen, part of the crew. With that Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
It was Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot was there.
Yeah.
And usually Tyson's the driver. We're like, did something happen? Was there a cast change? Things happen.
And
shows.
Tyson's dad got blown up at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. He got blown up.
So I thought, okay, maybe that's how they were going to write him off.
Yeah. They could
But-
easily just wrote him off.
I think we'll see that we didn't.
Oh no.
So then quickly, Dwight gets a call from Ray, and we're not sure who Ray is. They probably said who Ray was but he wasn't anyone that mattered. He was one of the guys that obviously was sitting down with Chickie.
Was he? Because maybe
I
he
think
was,
so.
but it's only because when they're on the phone, and then he's like, "Ray who?" And he's like, "Ray." He's like, Oh yeah, Ray. Like so, I wasn't sure if that was like, all right, I recognize the voice now, or it's like, all right, whatever. What's going on here? But basically, telling him to come back to New York. They need to talk. They
Yeah.
need to talk. And I guess Ray's a big enough dude now, because I don't think, unless Ray is now in charge of the family, but he made it seem like he has his own family. He has his own crew.
Yeah, he's now the godfather.
Yeah, he's now that. So he's like, well, you got to come down. And I know that pretty much puts a little pressure, telling him, it's like, I know you got grandkids here, right? Yeah, grandkids. It's like, man, can't you just invite somebody? Say, yo, come over, let's hang out, let's talk, drink, eat some cannolis, let's live it up a little bit, let's have some good times. No, he wants to put that pressure. And once we hear that, we know this is not going to be a friendly visit. This is not.
So then we see Dwight with his sister and his grandchildren, and Chickie. Was Chickie there? No, Chickie wasn't there yet.
Chickie's dead. Chickie's dead.
Not Chickie. I'm sorry, Goody.
Goody, yeah, Goody.
No, but we see Bigfoot. Goody shows up after to say, "Hey, Ray's ready to talk to you," and he tells his story. It's perfectly in line with his character, and he goes all the way to where the guy gets decapitated.
Yeah, he's talking about the festival and where it got its name from back in Italy, the volcano to interrupt, and the San Gennaro festival. Oh shoot, almost knocked my mic down. Sorry. And starts talking about it. I'm getting all excited. Right. So he starts talking about it, but then and they're like, oh, don't bring that up. And he's like, what? It's a good story. It makes sense. You gotta tell it like it is.
And his sister's like, did you have to tell him that? Well, there's a reason to this. No good deed goes
unanswered. So don't do it.
Don't do anything for anyone.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I did find odd was his daughter is not at all in this episode.
No. Yeah, that was.
I know she's mad at him, but she is letting him see the kids. So I don't know. Maybe the daughter has left the show, or the actress has left the show. I haven't gone far enough on IMDb to see if she's part of it or not.
Yeah, in every episode. So who knows? Maybe she just wasn't needed for this filming, or she was unavailable.
But they are in New York, and we know this doesn't take place in New York. Hence, it's called Tulsa King.
Yeah.
But then we have Goody show up and says Ray's ready to talk to you, and next thing we see them walking in to go talk to them.
You get to see Ray. Again, I'm blanking on this dude. I don't know if I've seen him. I'm sure
he's just an Italian with a slick back hair. I mean, that's
I get it, but still, it's like whatever. They're introducing. He's the boss, and pretty much tries to play nice at first. He was like, "Oh, look, put your finger right here. I just need your finger." He's wrapping a present for one of his grandkids and talking all this stuff. And he was like, "Hey, what the family did to you was wrong. Chickie was wrong. You did 25 years, and I would have never done that." And he's like, "It's water under the bridge. It's over." I mean, he didn't say Chickie's dead, but I think everybody knows Chickie's dead at this point, right?
Oh yeah. Well, no, he's in charge, because remember, Chickie was in charge. Then I think they ousted Chickie.
They did oust Chickie.
That's why Chickie was going to Tulsa, and he was going to make a deal to put himself back in charge.
Yeah.
But Ray tells him everything that should have happened when he got out of prison. That you're a made man, you're going to get your own family, you're going to get your own territory, and everything that Chickie fought against, it sent him to Tulsa, which he started to create this small empire in Tulsa, which we kind of made a joke. I made a joke to you about it. Like, this poor guy, Bodhi, all he wanted to do was run his little weed shop, have a little extra cash, and he gets the short end of the stick in season 1.
Yeah, out of everyone that's been screwed on this show, and there have been plenty, Bodhi has the worst.
Bodhi for sure.
From the beginning, the first...
Again, everyone else, like, hey, they see money, they see power, and Bodhi just wants to smoke his pot, run his pot shop, make a little bit of extra money. But no, here comes Dwight. You're gonna make so much more money. I don't really care.
Well, too bad. You got a partner.
Yeah.
And now it forced his way in.
Do I have a choice? No, not really. So
it makes you wonder: is it really that easy? if we had that much machismo, could we pull that off? Just roll in some places. Like, I love this spot. I'm your partner.
Well,
What?
but you also have to think these are people that have had
Yeah.
years and years of experience of doing it.
Yeah, muscling
And
in.
they have, yes, they
Yeah,
have,
I
they have the
gotcha.
background to do it.
Yeah, but I did. That's one of the things I did like about the first season. In fact, that's what really pulled me into the show. Because I was like, all right, how's he gonna? Oh wow, all right. So he just muscled his way through all these avenues, and it's still happening now, even in this episode.
Yeah.
So he says thanks, no thanks. And of course, I was like, oh, he's gonna say it's disrespect, and he does. It's disrespect. You're supposed to share with your friends. And he's like, yeah, but I don't need to share right now. And you at New York.
You share with people you like.
Yeah. Oh, see, now that was another low blow.
Yeah.
That was another blow. All right, now. Oh, you don't like me. You don't like me. But it's tricky. It's gonna be tricky. But now we see the beef with New York is still alive, even though Chickie's gone.
But he tells them, like, Ray is saying, hey, you don't deserve to be there. He says, hey, I'd like Tulsa now. And that's where my family. That's my home now. That's where my family is. And he's created something. And he's like, well, you know what? You need to share. Sharing is nice. And he tells them, yeah, sharing's nice with people you like. Yeah. Now, remember, he already has this deal with Bill.
Yeah. It's got the bill. Bill's getting 15% off the top.
Yes.
So
he's already worked that out, which now he already knows, like, even though him and Bill, and I believe his name is Bill, they don't tell me what Frank Grillo's name is here, but I heard him say Bill. And
it's Bill. It is Bill. It's Bill. It's Bill.
He also knows that if he goes to war, that he's going to take his side.
Mm-hmm.
They might just have their own issues.
Well, money talks, because he knows what Bill's going to side with New York, then they're going to want to cut, and that's too much. And he's like, you know what, we're too far out, we're close together, we can work together on this, and maybe we're giving it away. Maybe that's what happens.
Yeah, we're not talking about Jersey where they can just kind of stroll drive down into Jersey and say, hey, you know what, they got to jump on a plane, get over there. And again, it's kind of like somebody invading the US. Like you don't have the boats to be somewhere, right? So you don't have the manpower to be in another state. And he's already created his own small empire there.
Yeah, he's
good. As we can see in this episode, it's starting to grow.
Well, hopefully it will grow. But he walks out, he meets up with Goody and Bigfoot, and then he tells a little bit to Goody about what's going on, but he already knows.
Or Bigfoot, but this is not Goody or Bigfoot.
What would I put a wrong one? Oh my lord, my bad, my bad. I'll fix it. Keep going. What the French? My slides went out of order.
Yeah, so basically, once he comes out, Ray's like, wait, what do I have to pull your leg or whatever? He basically tells him, hey, you know what? He wants to share. He wants a cut. I told him no. Which I think we can all agree this is going to come back sometime in this season, or at least leading in the next season.
This is screwed up. My whole thing got screwed up. All right, just keep going. All right, yeah. I don't understand this. It's okay. I threw them in and it threw them out of order.
Well, you have to go and change them. You have to go and adjust each one.
I'll have a go.
So then we see Mitch trying to sell a car to an old lady, an old Cadillac. He's got a hat on, very awkward. Now remember, Mitch owned a bar. He was in prison. He owned the bar. He was the singer there. Then they were able to push someone out of this used car, basically so they could launder the money.
Well, also that was another business that Dwight took over. Walking in, they're like, "All right, we're gonna run this place too." He got the weed shop.
Wasn't he laundering the money, and then the guy wanted out anyway, and he's like, "Well, we'll buy you out."
Yeah, buy you out and convert it into like a casino bar type deal.
Yeah.
So, but he gave him the car dealership because he said he wanted to do something more showy.
So anyway, he's trying to sell, and then he says, "I would sell this car." Like the lady's asking all this question, like, "What are the miles?" I said, "Let's go look at it." He was like, "I'd sell this car to my own mother," and she goes, "So you think I'm as old as your mother?" No, that's not what he said. He just said, "I would sell this to my mother." Did not say, "Hey, you're old like my mom." He was saying, "I trust this car so much." Now, again, he's a used car salesman now, so you can't be trusted.
But he also didn't follow up with what you just said. It would have been nice if he did, if he got quick with it. It's like, oh no, but he just let it go. He's like, oh,
well, he saw Cleo walk in too.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think he saw Cleo.
It's Cleo. Yeah, he saw her.
Yeah, I would have been distracted too.
Yeah. I think we all would have. Yeah.
So the lady walks away, and then Cleo comes over and talks to him, and it's an old girlfriend that it sounds like her father wasn't too fond of him to begin with.
He was served time. He was a shady character, and
I mean, I guess I could see that. I don't think I want my daughters dating anyone who had been in prison.
Yeah, exactly. Even if, let's say, wrongfully convicted or whatever, they wised up, and maybe it was some minor thing. It's on your permanent record. Life is very hard. It's just a stressful situation. But hey, I mean, he's got this car dealership, so maybe that's different.
So let's see. He has a criminal record, served time, and is a used car salesman.
And on TV, it's got some cool commercials.
Yeah, and on TV, and he's in a band in his 40s. Yeah, it sounds like everything I don't want my daughter.
There you go.
I mean, other than number one, keep my daughter off the pole. Like all those other things, move right into it.
All right, we'll put that on the list. No Mitch. But we get an idea that they had a relationship. Later on, we find out it is an ex, but it seemed pretty much like they had something going.
Well, we find out right away because they're in the back, and then they share a small little kiss.
Yeah, they smell a little kiss. Yeah, you're right. It could have been that. Could have been a little fling. I don't know, but yeah, they had some pass. But she basically says she's back in town. Dad is selling the distillery, right? Makes bourbon. Business hasn't been great. And they're putting it up for sale. They're having like a big auction, I guess, selling off some other stuff going on. And she hands him a jug of some of the bourbon, which is interesting. Yeah. Sorry. So let's get into this part. Do you think she knows that he has a business partner in Dwight? You think that's why she showed up? Why bring the bourbon then? What's the point of that?
Well, she may know that he has a business partner, but I don't think she knows. I would assume she doesn't know how powerful, but I guess it's not a secret who Dwight is. Yeah. Right?
No, it's not.
Other than the guy that's in charge of the HOA in his area.
Oh yeah. The dude that was charging
that guy doesn't seem to know because he's always hounding him. So maybe she just assumes he has a connection now, but doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, because just the way she came off, it wasn't so much as like, yeah, I'm in town, and maybe we can hang out. All right, well, if you want, come by. No, it was like, that she gave him the rundown, the whole thing about the business and about what's his name, Dunmeyer, and how Jeremiah Dunmeyer, and how he pretty much had a handshake agreement to buy the distillery from the dad, and then says, "Oh, here, this is for you." But then again, maybe I'm looking too much into it. Maybe Mitch is fond of the bourbon, and she knows it, so she brought him a gift.
Yeah,
maybe it could be something that simple.
But then we go to the bar, and we have. I wrote the driver because I can't remember his name. Tyson is there, so now we do know Tyson is still involved. He's dressed like Dwight, and Dwight makes some comment about it.
Yeah,
about what you're trying to imitate me, and he's like, "What do you want me to look like? This guy?" Like pointing at Bigfoot.
But remember. He made comments. Dwight made comments of how Tyson dressed early on. Remember when he's like, "You're gonna be my driver. You gotta look the part. You gotta get it." Yeah, he did this. So I'm surprised that he would make this. If anything, he would say a comment was like, "Oh, you're looking good. Looking sharp." But he answers the main question that we had: why he didn't pick him up. He was like, "Oh, I could have picked you up," and he's like, "No, it's all right. I got big for the pickup." So it's like, okay, so that it's not like a role change. He still is his driver.
But you are right. Like that was one of the things he says at the beginning. Like you cannot be picking me up like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, I'm sorry, I totally lost. So then we see Margaret come in, She sees the girl that used to work at the ranch, now slinging drinks. And then you brought up the question to me, and you said, like, I thought she was like really smart and like, because she really put the one guy in his place. And so here she is, and I think that Dwight just got her out of there, but I don't know why she would not have gone back.
Spencer, that's her name, Spencer.
The girl's name is Spencer?
Yep, the girl's name is Spencer. I have an image which got all screwed up in my slideshows here, which is not her, but where is it?
Yes, there she is.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So she's working the bar. And yeah, because remember, wasn't she smart with the horses? Then the whole thing, they were like, really you could run the place. That was the whole thing. They were like, and Armand and the whole issues that were going on there. And
she left because of him.
But then he became the manager again. Because once he made good with Dwight Margaret gave Armand the job back.
Yeah, but
why would she leave? But the thing is, the point is that we're both getting at is it makes no sense that she was so smart with the horses and all stuff, and now she's just bartending. No disrespect to bartenders out there. I'm just saying, it just seems
like she had a profession. She had a profession that not everyone can do. Yeah, but maybe they might have said something. Maybe she's just doing this at night. Who knows?
That you're right. You see, there we go. Overthinking it. Maybe it's just a night job, just to make a little.
Either way, Margaret comes in to talk to Dwight.
She breaks out with him. She says that you're right. It's over.
I don't care about
dating, right? I'm only here for Bigfoot. I'm now dating him. No, none of that happens. We know exactly what's going on here. She says, "Hey, I'm not running off. I'm done with that. That's it. I know what you're about, and I'm cool with it." That's because he keeps saying, "I don't know why you're here. I don't know." It's like, well, why are you doing this? Why are you pushing her away when we already know?
Unlike that last cop that he dated, I can't be around you because you're a criminal and I'm a cop. God,
can't
even stick around for love,
right? What about the love? The love, you're no Adrian.
But he basically just says, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. You're basically stuck with me."
Yeah. That's like my wife. That's how it works. It's the same thing.
No, I wouldn't know.
Oh, not yet. Don't worry.
I'm not worried. Then Mitch shows up at the bar and wants to talk to Dwight and gives the whole rundown about what's going on with Cleo's dad. And he has this distillery and that he's looking to sell it. And Dwight's like, "Hey, we can't even get a liquor license, right? And we're criminals. It's too." And he's like, "No, I understand, but if anyone can do it, it's you." And then hands him some of the bourbon. And as he drinks it, he's like, "This is good." It just goes right down. Obviously, I am not a drinker. I think that everyone knows, or at least you know.
Yeah, I just drink occasional beer. I don't drink hard liquor or that type. So I don't know. But he's like, "Yeah, top shelf stuff." I'm like, "All right, take your word."
So this is when, you kind of figure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then we get Bodhi's told by Dwight's sister. I don't remember her name.
Same thing. Exactly. I just call it Dwight's sister. They're back. Yeah. She's at the weed shop. They go to the weed shop. We see Grace got a new look. It's fine. People change, change looks.
No, it is, but we don't know the time frame. I don't think it's been that long. So to be completely different, and I mean completely different, without an explanation, that should have been one of those blurbs of like, "Hey, you clean up really nice," or "Hey, glad that phase." Like, there should have been something, because this isn't just wearing a different shirt. Her whole look is completely different. I don't think it matters, but it doesn't make her seem like the badass that she was.
Yeah, but she's still packing. That's the one thing. She still has a gun.
So they're basically, Bodhi has to go deliver the money, and Bodhi doesn't want to.
Yeah,
this is the guy that shot his best friend and killed him, and was trying to get him too. And he basically says, Dwight's not here. I'm not doing it. She's like, I speak for Dwight. Again, this poor guy, all he wanted to do is run his weed shop have no problems because pot smokers are laid back from what I'm told, right? Not this poor guy.
No,
So
he hasn't had that luxury. Nothing but
yeah.
problems here with Dwight. Ever since he showed up, they've had shootouts and
So she says, grab Tyson. I don't want Tyson. He doesn't really like Tyson. And she's like, hey, these are bad men. You always take someone. Yet somehow the girl goes with them.
Yeah, and he has to make this drop. But we see that he grabs the bag because she was like, all right, it's over there. Just grab, make the drop, this and this and that. And it's not a close drop. He has to go to Kansas City. So he's got to do a drive in. Yeah. So it's like, all right.
It's a 3-hour drive.
3-hour drive.
And when he goes to pick up Tyson, he's like, whoa, I'm not driving in that car. It's an electric car.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing I
lime
thought
green.
See, my first thing was there's no way that thing's going to run out of power. And that's going to cause a problem. Now, as of right now, I'm going, oh, wow, he set this up completely.
Yeah, well,
so Tyson wants to take the car, or the truck. No, just get in the car, right? They're getting their money. That's all that matters, right? So as they're driving.
But the one thing it does tell me is that he's right. Bodhi is right. There's no reason for him to be there. If Tyson is already going to do the drop, fine, you could have Grace involved. But what is Bodhi going to do? You know what I mean? Grace is the one that's packing.
Bodhi is the comic relief. I'm sorry. Tyson is the comic relief.
Yeah. Definitely here with the snap of the fingers and all that stuff, and complaining about the music and the car and that whole thing. But go ahead.
So they're driving, and he tells them like it has tinted windows. No one's gonna see you. Like Bodhi's so aggravated that Tyson is there. So as they're going, and Tyson's bitching about the music, and they change it just to get him to shut up. Grace is like anything to shut you up. Well, he says we're gonna run out of power. It still sounds really weird to say about a car, like, hey, he's gonna run out of power. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that because we use gas. I buy cars that use gas.
Yep.
Well, but there's a charging station up here, and I would assume it's probably a quick change. The charging station is by itself, so I'm assuming it would be a quick charge, which means it's like I think 30 minutes, and they could be on their way. This is where it kind of gets like whatever. So he basically calls Dwight and tells him what's going on.
Cool scene here. Everybody playing phone tag.
We start seeing
the different frames. Goody calls. Connects him with Bill. Bill gets on. He's like, hey, you're gonna go meet up with Tyson. He makes a rude remark about Tyson. Tyson's already on the call. Hey, I hear this. I don't care if you hear this. They're going back and forth. But he doesn't like the plan change. And Dwight just lays down the rule. He's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's late in the day and the plan has changed, and hangs up because we see where Dwight's at. He's over at the distillery. He went to meet with Cleo's dad to find out about this deal.
Yeah.
To see if he could work out a deal. And, long story short, the guy, and this is the thing that pissed me off in a way, only with Dwight's situation, is that Dwight is big on honor, respect. That's a big thing, especially if you've been in prison, all the stuff like that. So when he hears that the father says, hey, with Dunmeyer, that's his name, right? Jeremiah. Yep. He said, I made a deal with him. And what kind of deal? It was a handshake. You should honor that. Still to be honored, if anything.
Dwight is big on honor when it has to do with him.
It has to do with him.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how most people are. Hey,
yeah,
it's all about honor.
Yep.
As long as it's on me. You don't have a contract, so it's just a handshake. Why?
Exactly. He doesn't even want to tell him the price that he was offered, and he says, "It doesn't matter. Then I'll double it."
And was I the only person that figured out basically the guy's ripping him off, but he knows that he's screwed if he crosses them.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what Cleo was implying with the whole situation when she was talking to Mitch about this. It's like this guy is just strong arming, because I think they even use that term, strong arming. And so that's Mitch said that. He used that word strong arming to Dwight, explaining who this other guy is. and that's what he's doing. So then it leaves that open. It's like, all right, well then he doesn't want to make this deal, so I'm going to come in here. And clearly the guy's scared and the whole thing, but he had said, he's like, well, it says it later on about that really cool quote about my friend's friend, legacy and all that. But anyway, the dad is pretty much saying, no, sorry, I made the deal, can't do it. And he's like, all right, well, we'll see. We'll see about that. We go outside. I think
you jumped ahead.
I did.
Yeah, you skipped like everything that happens with the whole charging thing.
No. Maybe you did. Yeah, I did. Oh, my bad. See, I have all these notes written down.
I just kind of I let you run with it.
All right, jump in.
But no, so going back to the charging station, they get there, they check them. I think Bodhi and Tyson have such a good chemistry. It is a lot like if you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the way those two interact, I think is really good. Where he's like, Tyson's like, let me handle it. All right, let me handle it. You just be quiet. He's like, yeah, here's your money. It's not that hard. So he gets there, or they get there, they frisk him and everything, and Tyson goes and gets the bag, throws it down. He like, hold on, and he opens it, and it's all this comic stuff, and he's like, oh man, I grabbed the wrong bag. That's for Comic-Con.
Yeah, Oklahoma Comic-Con.
Which is funny because that's the type of stuff that I do. And he says, well, you know what? Let's just go and get it. We're halfway there. You guys just follow us. They start getting into it, and he's like, dude, listen, you want the money. It's over there. And he's like, fine. Bodhi, you come with me. These two, you stay here. If you don't hear from me, boom, take care of them.
That's playing a chance there with all this, because what was the chance that he was going to get in the car with that guy? What if the guy would have had one of the other goons just go straight?
Tyson wasn't supposed to go.
No, not Tyson. I mean the guy had his.
What I'm saying is Tyson wasn't supposed to be there. So this is what I gather is that Bodhi realized like these guys aren't going to make any move unless they're told. Dwight knows his guys will do some shady stuff, and then Dwight will almost always back them. So, but you are right. Like, but who else has like he's the one that has access to it, so he has to be the one to go.
I mean, either that or he could have just called back and said, "Hey, you need to close up the shop. Have Dwight's sister."
There was no one else they trust.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. No.
Dwight's sister was not going to.
No. But either way, it was just great timing in that it all worked out the way Bodhi wanted it to.
Yeah.
So,
but it is funny because I thought this was fun. Like their whole they're keeping the guns on him. Like, you gonna hold the gun the whole time? That's 3 hours. That's a long time.
3 hours. So I'm assuming an hour each way, right? 3 hours. That's a trip. That's a trip.
But then we see him. He's then they're back at the weed shop, and he's loading everything, and that's when he turns around and has the gun, and he basically tells him, "Hey, you know how to get here, right? You know what a photographic memory? That's what I go through. You killed my best friend, and the only reason why I'm not dead is because you're a shitty shot or something like that."
Yeah. And
this guy, he's acting like he doesn't know. And he basically keeps calling him out like, hey, you do everything that you're told to do, huh? And he kind of gets his little, he smacks the guy in the head. Now, he is risking him calling ahead to Bill, and I think you mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
He does risk like calling ahead to Bill, and then Bill saying, you have two of them? Get rid of one of them. Like, he did it. You get rid of one of them. We're both. Send that message that you don't do this.
Yeah.
I also makes me wonder if Dwight knew what was going to happen.
I think he did. We took the audio. We'll play it later. But from that, I think he did know, because he said he backed to play. So
well, he said he called him, but it almost makes me feel like he knows that Bodhi is really mad about this. And maybe that's the reason why Dwight told his sister to send Bodhi, because he could have sent Tyson.
That was part of the plan.
Yeah.
That was part of it. But then if that's the case, then Bodhi was playing dumb with the sister.
Yeah. But this is where we get like Bill calls Dwight. Margaret, the sister, and Dwight are all just kind of having dinner or at the table. And then the phone starts ringing. It's buzzing. He picks it up. It's Bill. Bill's going off on him. I love Frank Grillo in this. He's just a hothead. And even Dwight says something. He's just such a hothead. And I see interviews with Grillo, and he seems calm, but he has that look that he is always angry. The same way that when you look at Shane from The Walking Dead, he plays the Punisher, right? Everything that he plays, he seems like he's just going to be 0 to 100, right?
Mm-hmm. He does play the role well. Yeah, he does a good job with this.
And Frank Grillo would have been a perfect like Shane in The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's just kind of going off on him. Then what the hell is this? And he says, "Hey," he goes, "He killed his best friend. The guy is grieving." And he goes, "He already called me, told me," and he goes, "I back him." And then he hangs up the phone on him.
That's right.
This is the second time he hung up the phone on him.
Oh, let's just play that.
Weird shit. My man in the fucking weed shop put a gun in his face. In his fucking face.
He's grieving, bro.
He's what? What the fuck does that have to do with pulling a pistol on my man?
Because your man shot his best friend, that's why. And I talked to Bodhi. I heard his story, and I'm backing his play. Did you get what you were owed?
Yeah, I got what I was owed. That's not the point.
Actually, it is.
Hello?
If I remember correctly, he's hung up on him numerous times in the previous season.
Yeah, because he showed him no respect. Remember, he didn't care. He didn't want to do because at that point, Bill was like, "Oh, you got to cut me in." No, I don't. Poop. Come on, what do you mean? It was messy. Remember, eventually he sent the body to his house. It was brutal.
Yes, he did. Of like his best friend.
Yeah, it was like, but then again, Bill sent that guy to off him at the casino, and it didn't work out that way.
There was a lot of Yeah,
it was a lot. So it's amazing that they're even this cordial the way they are. But hey, it's all about money. That's really what
it just works. It's weird because again, you think of Sylvester Stallone, he's supposed to be the hothead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he seems because he's like this Italian stallion, but even through Rocky, he's not a hothead.
Oh no.
Other than when
Creed dies.
That when Tommy the Machine Gun punches Paulie and he says, "You knock him down. Now why you try to knock him down?" I love Rocky 5. I don't care.
I love all of them. I love
Rocky 5. I know it's probably the worst of them all, but that whole that whole fight scene in the street is awesome. Anyway, not going to get off on a tangent on another movie.
Yep, that's the whole other thing. Unless they make another Rocky movie, then we'll cover that. But then
you know what? I saw the last Creed movie and it was awful.
But that's different. That's Creed. I'm saying if they go
first
with Rocky,
Creeds were good, and then when they said, "Hey," when Sylvester Stallone said, "I'm done. You need to stop making them," they still did it. I watched that movie and I'm like, "This is awful." I made myself watch it because I was so.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I hate myself. I guess.
Balboa is fantastic. That one, I remember me and my buddy, we went
Rocky
to go see
6?
that. Loved it. Yeah, Rocky 6. That was it. That was perfect. That's the perfect ending to the whole franchise, the series of the story of Rocky. Beautiful.
I didn't mind Creed and Creed 2.
It's hard
Creed
to get.
Creed 3 was awful.
There we go.
I think it was the third one, right?
No, there's more. I think there's another one coming. I
think they want to make more.
They want to keep.
But he doesn't own the rights to Rocky, which makes no sense. He created the whole thing.
He went through a hard time. There's a documentary talking about that and with Rambo and all the issues. That's why he went to Europe and started doing films in Europe because he was having issues.
He created Rocky. He doesn't own the rights to it. That's amazing. And then the guy is such an ass about it. I mean, that should be like, hey, let's come. You have the money. Let's come to some sort of financial agreement. Then you do what you want with it. But again, tangent on. Then we get back.
Invincibles was awesome. I love the Invincibles. I'm just now you got me thinking about all these other shows. Oh, movies. Oh man, Invincible.
Then we get Dwight. Dwight is back and he's talking to the father. He wants to buy the distillery. And Dwight has already been able. I mean, again, he doesn't say it, but you can tell Dwight has figured out hey, this guy is ripping you off. He's somehow strong arming you. And hey, people that are my friends are my friends, and their enemies are my enemies. Their friends are my friends.
Yep.
I think at this point he probably should have put some bodyguards. He should have known something like this was going to happen.
Yeah. That I thought at that point he was going to point to Bigfoot in a corner, It's like, and also, that applies to this man. And then there you go. Because once he agrees to this contract, it's gonna get
Dwight
back
does
to
not,
Jeremiah.
He doesn't have a big. He doesn't have a big
a big crew. Yeah,
big crew. It's very small.
Yeah.
So
that is true. I always expected that it was going to grow at some point.
Well,
Remember when they were bringing people in? Because even that guy, Bigfoot, is Mitch's cousin, right? He's just family?
Yeah, but even when you look back at like mob movies, they have a tight knit crew, but then they have other people they've reached out to. They have hitmen, and they have the enforcers and stuff like that. He hasn't really done that.
He keeps it really,
at least not that we're seeing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Tulsa.
You're right.
It's Tulsa. It's not New York and New Jersey where there's people upon people upon people. So anyway, but he basically, he's able to convince them to sell to him.
Yeah, he's gonna sell. He signs a contract. He'll figure things out. It's gonna be good. But then we see outside things aren't so great because we're introduced to the son. Delmeyer Mayor's son here.
Well, we actually saw him. We saw him a little bit earlier.
Yeah, but we didn't bring it up. Yeah, but the son was there, and we see him there with Mitch, and of course he throws some jabs at Mitch about him being an ex-con and all that stuff. And I was waiting for him to say that he had a relationship with Cleo because she was there.
That was kind of what it seemed to be implied. Maybe I was wrong. It seemed like that, like they also had a relationship before.
Or he was trying to. Maybe that was it. He was trying to move in on her, and he was like, "Oh, but she's still hung up on you. Oh, you're doing all the greaseball stuff." He talked about the show and all that. The commercials.
Cole is a big mother, man. He's a big dude. I had to look up who he was. I'm like, he looks familiar. He was in SEAL Team. He was in like 10 episodes of SEAL Team. He's big. He's jacked, and he looks angry. But what we see here is Cole walking in while his dad is having dinner. His dad basically said, "Hey, sit down at the table." And this is when we're introduced to Jeremiah Dunmeyer, who is the Liquid Terminator. So we are going to get to see the Liquid Terminator versus Rambo.
It's happening. Bring them together. Oh, man. He's a busy guy. He's still in Peacemaker. He's still and
he gained so much weight for a while. He got really unhealthy, and now when you see him, he's changed. When he was in Sons of Anarchy, he was heavy set, not really big, but there was times he was really big. Now he's older, obviously, but he's lost a lot of weight, so he looks good.
His brother's the lead singer of Filter.
Is it really?
Yeah, no. That guy used to be part of 9 Inch Nails, and I remember when he left and he started his own band, Filter, and he gave this interview talking about his life. He didn't know what he was going to do when he was out of 9 Inch Nails, and he went on his brother's couch, and it was that guy from the Terminator.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah. So.
I had absolutely no idea. But anyway, he basically says, "Hey, we got a problem, whatever." And then... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm.
Oh no. Yeah. So he gives him here's another little thing with this. Like, yes, Dunmeyer has a biblical name, Jeremiah, but it seems like religion's a big part of his life because when Cole walked in, before he even wanted to talk, he had him sit down and say grace.
Yes.
So that is definitely something I think that's going to come up later on.
And all I could see is because he sits at the end of this long table. It reminds me of Batman '89, where they're having soup and she's at one end.
Oh yes. There was a few of those. I've never really been. I've been in some big houses. I've never seen anyone with a huge table like that, or at least eat at that table. You could have a spin-off room for guests, like big events and stuff like that.
I've seen long ones, but again, you don't. That's an old century thing where basically the woman probably doesn't talk to the man unless if she's spoken to, so she sits on the other side.
Yeah.
I have a table that's about that long. I swear to God, like I have this kitchen table we bought, and it came with 3 leaves. You know what a leaf is, right? Goes in the middle.
Those are the piece, yeah, and you can pop them out.
It came with it's already a long Amish table, like a longer one. Okay. It came with 3 leaves. The two of the leaves still sit in my pantry in the saran wrap that I bought them in. I've never undone them because I'm like, I don't have that big of a kitchen, and I don't need this much space.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, do you have the space to even put them in to extend it out?
I could, but it would it'd be hard pressed to walk around in the kitchen. So they've literally they sit there, and every time I go in and if I open up that side of the closet, there they both are, still wrapped. At least one, and maybe I may have opened one at times to make a little bit of space, but at least one of them is still wrapped. And to tell you how we bought it when I was with my ex, and we've been separated. I think we're going on 11 years.
Damn. Well,
so at least 12 or 13 years old.
If you ever decide to sell a table, you have all the original pieces. So yes. That's a good selling point right there. But all right, well, that's a thing. There's got these big tables. But let's see, where are we up to now? I think this is it.
So Russo calls. Is this where Russo calls Dwight? He said, "Be ready."
Yeah,
I'm gonna be calling you in the next couple of days. He won't tell him what it is.
He knows about the deal. He knows about the distillery. He knows about Jeremiah. And the guy was like, "Oh, you watching me?" You know, Dwight says, "You have eyes on me." Of course he does. I mean, he pretty much told you that when he called you in for the interrogation. Well, when he pulled him into interrogation, because he knew everything. He knew all his acquaintances. He knew everything he was doing in Tulsa.
I've been trying to catch up on Slow Horses, and that's what the guy in Slow Horses, he starts rattling off everything they're doing, like, stop, don't go in that house, and like, you're watching us, you know. That's what the vibes that I was getting.
That's true. I'm watching them.
But then we get to the last of the episode, and we see Dunmire showing up to. I don't think we ever got the guy's name.
That's a good question. His name is Theodore. We got the first name, Theodore. Yeah.
So it's Theodore Montague.
Montague. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It won't be around much longer.
But don't.
So he pretty much shows up there, and someone wants to go outside. Good thing we're almost done.
Yep.
But so he basically comes up, you know, says, "Hey, we had a deal." You know, there is a history. There's a history of these families having problems. It sounds like, it sounds like one's always been more dominant than the other.
Because Theodore has said, he's like, someone from your family hasn't walked in, from your father, from your grandfather. So it goes back generations. So like you said,
they're both rich. I mean,
yeah.
Now we did see someone making the bourbon.
Yeah, they did show that. They show someone making the bourbon, doing the whole thing.
I don't know why they had to. We already know they make the bourbon.
I thought they were setting things up that maybe they would spike it or do something, but
they didn't, right? Like there was just like, this is how the bourbon is
leave
made.
in the comments, people, if there's something that we missed with that, if somebody was spiking, you know, the booze or doing something. But yeah, I guess they just want to show, you know, that's what they had on the premise. Massive house, holy moly, that thing was huge.
Yeah, like we knew they were rich but from the first time that we saw the house, we don't get to see how big the house actually is.
Yeah.
But he basically goes on and says, "Hey, you know what? We had a deal." And he said, "You were basically ripping. You were strong arming me. I have another deal. It's better. Get over it."
That's
and then he leaves, and then we see his son and some other goons coming in because I mean, the old man, of course, they need to have 4 guys go in. And it sounds like they beat him up.
Yeah.
And then they burned the house down.
Yeah. That was the worst part.
I would assume that that he's dead. Now, I can tell you this. I live in a townhouse, and last year, maybe 2 years ago now, one of the units caught on fire.
Oh, man.
It took a long time for it to completely burn. Yet this house seemed to go up in a matter of minutes, and I mean engulfed in flames.
We just have to assume that it took time because they had to back off.
But they were watching it.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't be that close because at first it seemed kind of close. When he walked out, there was a fleet of cars just with their headlights high beaming the house. And I think Theodore even noticed that because he opened up the door, and then that's when the son and the goons rush in and they start beating him up. And I thought that would be enough, right? Yeah, go ahead, beat him up, send a message to Dwight. But no, they go and they set the whole house ablaze, and that's our final scene. Just seeing this beautiful house just go up in smoke. Oh man! But all right, what do you think then overall so far for this episode going into the season?
It's for me. It sets up. It is a story building show, and just like the other seasons, it built up what this season is going to be about. I don't need to have action every single episode of a TV show, as long as the story is good and it's compelling. And I thought they did a good job of continuing. Again, what does this guy do? And I'm talking about not Sylvester Stallone, but Taylor Sheridan. What does he do that isn't good?
That is.
I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you can't really answer. I mean, right now he's on a hot streak. For sure, he's on a hot streak.
Do you know he was on Sons of Anarchy?
Taylor
Sheridan was the sheriff on Sons of Anarchy, and he got fired by Sutton, the creator of it. I just happened to watch a short, and they had a disagreement, and Sutton fired him. And then he went off, and then I watched a short with Sutton, and he said, he goes, we didn't really have anything for him.
I got to look that up. I have to look that up to see. It must have been the early seasons.
Oh, I remember exactly who he was. As soon as I saw him, I went, oh, okay. I remember him on this. But it was funny because I was watching the short, and it's Sutton with his wife, who is Peg Bundy.
Yeah.
And they were saying, it was kind of mixed with one of the actors. They were saying he fired him, and the guy was like, he goes, it wasn't like he was just fired. We didn't have a place for him. We let him go. But then he went on. Like, he was supposed to be behind the camera creating stuff, right? And, Peg Bundy is like, yeah.
I'm blanking on her name. Someone's going to tell us in the comments.
Now. He basically owns TV.
He's on a roll. He's definitely on a roll, especially with Paramount and we got Landman, we got Lioness, we got 1923, we got the spinoff of that one, whatever it's coming.
But his shows aren't all the same, right?
Yeah, no.
Like, I mean,
Yellowstone.
Yeah, you could compare Landman to, let's say, Yellowstone, but like this isn't like that.
No.
And Lioness definitely isn't like it.
Nope. Good storytelling. He's a good storyteller.
Very good.
He's a very good storyteller, and this works. So, I see some similarities with Ray, with the Chickie, not just location, but I think it's going to be the same type of situation.
But it is the trope of a mob boss. But I'm with you. To me, it was like, okay, they're trying to do the same thing. Like, I don't want to. I hope we don't have the same thing happen, right? Yeah. That arc was taken care of. Dwight is his own man. He has his own family. He's in charge. He's made other connections. He's 2,000 miles away or whatever Oklahoma is.
Yeah. Is the daughter now going to take the kids and go back to Tulsa? Because remember, that's the first thing he threw at him, Ray did. He was like, I know you got some grandkids here. So
that was my concern. Like, he just told him no. And we're talking about Ray. He told him no, but I'm thinking, his daughter is there. And if you remember, that was the biggest issue that Chickie went after her husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's what really set him off for plenty of reasons, right? We have
Yeah,
daughters.
Yep, exactly. That's too much. So I feel all right. We know where that's going, but this is interesting. This whole thing going on with the new feud that he's having now. There's a serious issue if the father Theodore is dead. Where's the local police on this? I'm sure that's going to play a part. We don't really see too much with the local police. We saw a lot of the government involvement where they were hunting, but we really don't see too much when it comes to local law enforcement. So I wonder if we're going to get a new character portraying that.
Taylor Sheridan will show up as the local sheriff.
There we go. Yeah, local sheriff, and then Dwight will give him some money, whatever, and then he'll walk away, and then just keep it. It's like, hey, we could deal with this. All right, fine.
Again, there's an agency that's working for him.
Yeah.
So there's easily an agency that can be like, hey, you just need to need to leave him alone.
But it's good. I think that's what we're getting at so far. It's good. We enjoy the back and forth banter that they have with each other, the members of the crew, with Tyson and with Grace and all of them.
The chemistry on the show is really good.
Yeah, very good.
And the character development from season 1 to now has been great.
Yeah. So far, so good. All right, everybody.
No
if you made this far, thanks. Again, like, subscribe, stick around. Remember, we're covering the whole season so far. It sounds like it's only 6 episodes with this, so there we go with that. But we're also starting Slow Horses, which is dropping within the same week on the 24th of this one. And that's also 6 episodes, only 1 episode per week. So you don't have to there's a bunch of, we get it. There's a lot of shows coming out. But, thankfully, it's not a whole bunch of them, like 3 episodes to drop, like Josh and I covering the Gen V. Man, 3 episodes, day 1. That was a whole thing. But thankfully, these 2, 1 per week. Fantastic. All right. So thanks again for all the support. And we will be back next week for the next episode.
Take care, guys.
Peace.